Hello, Julia.
Hello, Pedro.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
All right.
Yeah.
It's the news. What is going on?
Yeah. It's like I'm all right. It has been worse.
Yeah, there is so many things happening now that it's really difficult to keep up. But welcome to the Pietro podcast and in YouTube. We have some news to talk about. What happened in Alaska and what happened in the White House. There is some news that is flying under the radar, and we are talking about this one. What happened in the Alaska is that the Russia offered the Exxon to come back to Russia. There is Exxon has some investments in Russia, and Russia is now also in problems because Ukraine is demolishing the Russian oil and gas infrastructure, and Russia doesn't have the people or the engineering skills to fix these damages what they have. So now they are desperately wanting to Western companies to come back, and ExxonMobil is one of them.
And of course, it's Exxon, considering their track record when it comes to human rights and environment and all of that. Like, I mean, you remember the Exxon disaster, like the massive oil leak?
You mean Exxon Valdez?
Yes.
That is quite a long time ago, but there is other things what have happened after that. But yeah,
like all the times they've been sued for climate change denial.
Yeah, that is absolutely. They are spending a hell of a lot of money to reverse the green energy and all that. It doesn't suit their agenda because what is their revenue, like 380 billion or something, and they are really deep in the they are making good profits out of it. And but this Alaska meeting was interesting because there was lots of fluff going on, like Russia demands this and this, but what happened behind the scenes is that the Russia wants really ExxonMobil to come back and the American companies to come back because they have a major problem when Ukraine is destroying the oil and gas infrastructure, storages, refineries, and then oil pipelines and not oil fields. Actually, they are not destroying that. But when the oil storages are destroyed, and they have the problems with the shadow fleet. Russia has a huge problem because you cannot.
Can you please explain what the Russian shadow fleet is for listeners who may not know?
But the first is because when you are an oil producer, you have to keep the oil flowing. It has to go when you pump it, then it has to go forward to the refinery. And from refinery, you have to get it to the storage, waiting for delivery. And if you don't have this flow going on, then you have a problem because you cannot stop the oil field. The oil field has to be open. If you close it for some reason, then it's really, really difficult to get it open. It's very expensive, and it might not. You might not be successful with it. There are only few companies in the world who can do that, who has the knowledge how to open an oil field, but it's stupendously expensive. So now when Ukraine is destroying the storages, and you don't have a place where to put the oil. you have to get that shadow oil tanker fleet. I mean, as rapidly as possible, so that you have the flow out. Saudi Arabia has this problem now because all their storages are full, so they have to sell oil, no matter if they want or not, because they have to get the storages down, because they don't have any place to put the oil. The shadow fleet is old European and old tankers around the world that Russia is using to avoid sanctions, because all the new tankers and these they are you have to have have the insurances and stuff like that one. And shadow fleet they try to use registers to avoid that so that they cannot be sanctioned by us. And but the importance is that they have to keep the oil flowing, or if they don't keep it flowing, then they have to shut down oil fields, and that can cause that they can never again open the oil field again. So it's a massive loss when you lose the pressure and that. So they try to avoid that one. And so when this war continues and Ukraine is destroying these, Russia is running out of money. They don't have the income what they need to run. First of all, to do run the war against Ukraine, and they don't have money to keep up with everything else. The war is very expensive. It's like
no, but that's the problem, and this is where I think it's interesting that I also think it's interesting that it's Exxon going back into Russia, like first thing they do now when their own profits are down.
Yeah, that's
because they have the problem that they have had the lowest. Exxon and Chevron profits have dropped the lowest point since the pandemic, according to analysts. Report by Reuters.
Yeah.
And this also proves why Exxon would be so eager to get back into Russia.
Yeah.
In order to boost their own profits.
Yeah, and this is a very lucrative deal because Putin knows that they have to pay, and Exxon, for example, they want to have their shares back from Sakhalin, and that's like.
Do you know that? Do you know that Trump and Trump associates were offered a lot of shares in the Sakhalin company? Oh, what are they called? They called. I should have written this down.
Oh no,
this is not good. But the Russian oil company offered them lots and lots of money.
Yeah, that's not a surprise because if Donald Trump can do some cash, like when we think about the oil and gas recipients, this is the data from 2024, and here we can see the top 20 recipients, and of course number one is Donald Trump. It's a presidential campaign, and so the oil companies have generously given money to. This is specifically.
You can see that Kamala Harris received her fair share of oil money as well to her campaign.
But here is the thing: it's not. It's less.
It's a lot less.
And here is the thing: is that when they lobby, when they give money to everyone. In a way that then they can say that okay. some of them work with them and some of them not. But they want to, mud things around.
Yeah, but the fact that Donald Trump received $2,600,000, $4,933 in 2003-2004 to his campaign, that says something.
Yeah.
By comparison, Kamala Harris received $1,400,000, $10,254. So Donald Trump received almost twice.
Yeah, 1.2 million more. And but this that when Trump was in Alaska, so they were brokering this deal with so that ExxonMobil can come back. And
of course they did.
If he can get a slice of that one, it's really nice. And
but I'm not so sure about the whole idea to just say that as fast as there is a ceasefire agreement or some form of peace agreement, that like restart the Russian oil industry again. Or like if they agree to some concessions, because it very much feels like backstabbing Ukraine.
It is. And
considering how much they've spent on like in terms of military resources and like strategy in order to like debilitate the Russian oil industry as to the best ability, in order to like starve the money flow from there.
Yeah, it's Ukrainians are doing good work with destroying the infrastructure, but it's like of course Russia is saying that we don't want to have ceasefire or anything. Ukraine just have to give the land for them, and that's it. But this what's going on with Exxon and Russia, so that's actually really bad news from Russia, because that means that they are desperate. So they really, really want to get to the point very quickly so that they can fix the oil infrastructure. There were some, and for the Exxon also it means it's a very lucrative deal. Because it's not the stock price is not good and the profits are not good. But here was the Byline Times. This was a really good read. It summarizes it very, very well.
That the real story of the Trump-Putin summit had more to do with an oil deal than Ukraine.
Yeah, all the Ukraine stuff was fluff. It was when Europeans met the Trump. Then after this, that was then to see that how can that be done. I mean, to get the Europeans behind these ideas. And in a way, European Union has to be very careful with this one, because when Russia gets the infrastructure going, then the war will continue even harder. And so basically the Ukraine has to start destroying those again. There is a good news about the Ukraine has developed a long-range Flamingo cruise missile that has now entered the serial production, and that's a 3,000 kilometers range. So this weapon is what Russia is afraid of. I mean, this is a devastating thing, because they can attack so far away. So there is a desperation in Russia now that they have to get back. I mean, they have to get some kind of ceasefire, some kind of break from the war, because they are running so thin. with everything, and their income is collapsing, and they need to get more men, and they have to like get more money.
But getting more men will like take 18 years or something.
Yeah. Well, there is a still population in Russia, but it's they have.
No, but you know what I mean. They've started bringing out the pensioners now.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know.
Yeah, it's well, in Finland we have a reservist age is 60, and it's going up to 65.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, but they've started bringing out like the men who are like 70 or something now in Russia.
That's true. Yeah, but this is like the war is going really badly for the Russia, and especially when Ukraine is playing this refinery bingo, so they have to do something. They have to get the somehow to get the ceasefire and and then prolong the negotiations as long as possible, and then start it again when they see that also the winter is coming. During the winter, it's very hard to prepare anything. Or if refinery goes in flames, you pour water in there and it freezes, it breaks even more things. So they really have to do things now.
But how do you prevent a Russian like a ceasefire to just be like Russia like trying to get back on their feet again and like licking their wounds in order to continue the war? Because this is where I feel like the US could potentially have a role to play had they not been under Trump.
If we would have a Biden, for example, then, but the most important thing is that we have the US Congress, and that has been Republican Congress all the time. So. It hasn't been Democrats haven't had the Congress for how long? 20 years now. So it's the Republican Congress has been blocking us, the Europe, for helping the Ukraine fully, because 2014 the USA was able to block all the weapon imports to the Ukraine because all those weapons had U.S. parts in them. Mm-hmm. They can say that no, you're not allowed to send them anywhere, and that's a huge problem. That was a huge problem. That changed when Finland became part of the NATO, and Sweden became part of the NATO, because there are only few. France is the third one that our systems. Our system doesn't have. The US parts. French have been very careful not to, they have had their own systems, and Finland has been very careful that we have our systems, that we are not dependent on Russia or the USA. And same with Sweden, they rely also completely their own technology.
And no, but because we're not completely self-sufficient. We have had like defense cooperation with the US before, like in some programs, such as like the development of Gripen, for instance. But we've been keeping the US out of it a lot more.
Yeah, and this has been a very good strategy when we became part of the NATO, Finland and Sweden, Finland first and then Sweden. Suddenly, it opened the doors for completely different weapons for the Ukraine, and without any question. I mean, U.S. Congress could not do anything with that one. No say whatsoever. And so that changed the game, so to say, because Finland instantly when Russia attacked the Ukraine, Finland told that we are going to be part of the Ukraine, and reason for that is that we can help.
No, you said you were going to be part of NATO, so you could help Ukraine.
Sorry, what did I say?
That Finland immediately said you were going to be part of Ukraine.
But helping the yeah. Oh, that yeah. But no. But the first reason was that we knew that the weapons what we have, they cannot, they can. U.S. Congress can't say anything if we start delivering those weapons for them.
But what happened with F-16s to Ukraine, considering that was something that Biden was promising, and then he got, Trump got in power.
Yeah, but U.S. Congress was the problem, and Trump was controlling the U.S. Congress, and so it was Biden was basically hands behind his back because everything what Biden wanted to do it went down in the U.S. Congress. I mean, was destroyed in the U.S. Congress. So he had all these things ready. That okay, yes, we will help the Ukraine, but U.S. Congress was the one that said no and that denied the. Biden used the Scholz method that. He tried to circumvent the
what do you mean by the Scholz method for the listeners here?
The Scholz had this problem that he could not send these American because they had American parts, so he could not send the tanks, for example, to the Ukraine. So what he did, he asked all those countries that have Russian equipment, tanks and stuff like that one. So he asked them that, hey, can you send those to Ukraine and label those as a scrap metal? So you're not sending tanks, you're sending just scrap metal to the Ukraine. And Ukrainians was, of course, positively surprised when the scrap metal went kaboom. So then the Scholz told them that, hey, we have these tanks, and when you send those to the Ukraine, we will send tanks for you. We make a deal that you get like completely much better tanks. And so they took, Scholz took those tanks, made a deal with the country and took those tanks from their storages and then started ordering new ones to their military. So this way, those countries who had the Russian tanks. What was that? So those countries who had Russian tanks could get rid of those to the Ukraine. Ukrainians knew how to use those weapon systems. So and they need the ammunition and stuff like that one. So they emptied those to the Ukraine. That was the start. I mean, you have to get weapons quickly, and that was that solved that problem. And those countries then they got new Western tanks and ammunition, so they were happy. And then Germany was also happy because now they could get newer ones, because in the war you have to
be up to date and be like. At least as modern or more modern than your opponents to stand a chance.
As possible. And then when they get these, they are older tanks, but they were refurbished. So they were not like they did upgrades for them and so on. So it was not like that they get lousy tanks, but they actually got very good stuff. And then at a later date you have a customer. So you can say that, okay, if you need more, we have. And but this was how Scholz was able to go around the American ban of sending American, I mean weapons that had American parts, and then Biden did the same, because now he was not sending any weapons to the Ukraine. He was sending to countries that wanted to have U.S. I mean, something else than the Russian, because Russian tanks have a very bad reputation at the moment. They are completely
like bad reputation in terms of reliability, or just in terms of being bad.
It's like if they get a hit, they just they are death traps, basically. And so everybody has seen how the turret flies away, like to the fifth floor, and that's not. So there is lots of problems with their gear, and now they have used all of their tanks. So that's a.
But Russia also had like the fantastic North Korean missiles.
Yeah, well, the quality of the North Korean weapons is not so good.
It's pretty disastrous.
Yeah, and it's you don't want to.
I saw like a cut through of like a North Korea produced missile, and I like how it looked inside. And I don't know a lot about missiles, but I could tell it's probably not supposed to look like that.
Yeah, and all the ammunition or this, if it's a low quality ammunition, then it can blow in the barrel, a gun barrel, and the whole cannon. But it's we have to make another podcast about that one. But so yeah, the Flamingo cruise missile is now in production. And that's a huge problem with the Russians, for the Russians, I mean, and I'm a little bit disappointed. I have to say that, because I said this earlier, that
it should have been pink
or something, part of it pink. I don't say which part, but that would be a propaganda advantage. Like Ukraine is shooting Russians with pink missiles. I mean, that's like that. Yeah, I would like to see the reaction of the Kremlin. But that's just my opinion, and I hope that Ukraine does something about it, because the Flamingo and pink, yeah, definitely. But so where were we? But this story by Byline Times nails this.
I think we just talked about that how like the meeting between Trump and Putin was really just about an oil deal.
Yeah, but I want to highlight this one, that read the Byline Times, put it in your to your what is it when so that check that one, and then I want to highlight the ground news, actually, because now about here actually is a very interesting. What I want to say is that this story about the ExxonMobil and Russia doesn't have any. I mean, it's only few things who has been writing about this. It's the mainstream media hasn't taken this story, because there is so much behind.
But there is also so much other stuff going on that I think it's just been lost, like in the distraction.
Yeah, and this is like this is the motivation, and they should talk about this, not about how orange Donald Trump's face is, or something like that one. Because I mean, the story what the Byline Times did. We should have more stories like this. So ground news is a place where you can see who is writing and what, but we still need to look into places like Byline Times that what they actually say, what the papers don't say, and this is a really.
No,
really
that's
good.
an excellent example of that. Because it's.
This is good advertisement for them, because this is exactly what the mainstream media is not talking about. And when they should be talking about, they should be talking about what is the motivation, why Russia is doing this. So I just want to highlight these two, and all of these links will be on the download of the.
It will be in the keynotes of the podcast.
Yeah, and show notes, so to say. And so what was that? This was the.
This is about how the American energy is about what is really in the big, awful bill for oil and gas. How the big, beautiful bill benefits the oil and gas industry in countless ways. But it's cutting taxes for them, for instance.
And that's exactly what the USA needs now, rich paying less taxes.
Yeah, about that. No, but Trump was he was promising the oil and gas industry some windfall taxes.
Yeah.
Massive, and that's why would you want a windfall tax for oil and gas?
Yeah, because they are already getting subsidies, and it's the oil subsidies. Actually, I had something here.
How much are they getting in subsidies from the U.S. government now? Because
that's the state subsidy. State and local subsidies are 1.96 billion, and federal subsidies are 5.35 billion. So that is 31 billion. And this is Exxon, for example, is a company that
benefits directly from these subsidies.
Yeah, but it's also highly profitable. So they make some 38 billion profits.
But then at the same time, Trump is also screwing oil and gas with his very weird and inconsistent tariff policies as well.
Yeah, and this is causing a major headache for everybody, because it's not that if you have tariffs if you have a 10% tariff, then everybody can calculate that one. But when the tariff goes up and down from 10 to 35 to 50 to whatever.
I saw a fantastic interview with a business owner who described the tariff, the Trump tariffs, because if you order a container, let's say you order a container of something from, let's say, Guatemala, and when you order it, the tariff rate is 20%. And he said, 20% you can cover and 20% you can say, but when that container arrives, the tariff is 60% or more.
Yeah, and that destroys the company easily, because it's
No, because once the container is sitting in the port, you have to pay that tariff to unload the container, because you can't just leave them there.
Yeah, because then you would be abandoning the goods. But
Because then you get all other kinds of crazy fines thrown at you.
yeah, because keeping the container in the port is not free.
No.
And here is the but here is the thing: is that that causes the company's cash flow problem, and that increases the expenses.
But like just not knowing, like, because this is also something that businesses say now is that they can't plan and they can't budget because they don't know what their tariff will be when it arrives. And this goes back to like Brexit again, when the Brexit agreement was being negotiated, like what kind of uncertainty that was for like businesses in the UK and in the EU who had ties with the UK.
Yeah,
because they just knew tariffs are incoming, but we don't know what they will be yet, which is never good for business.
Yeah, I mean, that is the uncertainty what businesses absolutely hate. It's any CEO, any shareholder, everybody hates uncertainty. That is the destroyer of the businesses.
And what Trump is doing now is more or less.
Yeah, maximizing because.
No, but he has completely gone bananas with his tariffs. It's
maximizing the damage. This is completely crazy because I didn't see this coming. For example, I didn't think about it. That the first of all, when you have like this country has 11%, then this country has 10 or 20.5%, and then this has 31%.
No, but this also the maths behind how he calculated, like how he's been calculating tariffs, have been completely insane as well.
That is he was creating so much bureaucracy and red tape with this one, because you want to have the tariff, okay?
But he was calculating the tariffs based on the U.S.
import export
the trade deficit.
Yeah,
so
trade
if
deficit.
the U.S. has a trade deficit of like, I don't know, if the U.S. is selling more to a country than they import from a country, that should be the tariff rate, which made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, no, and then there is this thing that the services wasn't there, because the USA brings in goods and sells services. Mm-hmm. So you have to have like that. Okay, the balance is different when you have the services included, but you can't if you have 100 different tariffs, the businesses goes crazy. Because then you have to have a spreadsheet to figure out what the hell is going on, how much is you have to. It's a business rather likes to have 10% for everyone than you have every single country has a different one, and then they change they change randomly, like Brazil. Only because Trump wants to have his buddy Bolsonaro out of jail, so he changed rapidly the Brazilian tariffs. So now the coffee price in the USA is sky high, and thanks to that. But you don't want to have like a million different tariffs. Because that's
but the problem with Trump's tariffs is that they're wildly inconsistent, and they seem to change as he changes his underwear.
Yeah, and it's that's another story. Let's not go there.
No, I'm just saying that he changes his tariffs like he changes his underwear, or like because he has this completely like had he just said like, okay, we're gonna have like a 50% tariff or whatever, something fairly insane, but he would have stuck to it.
Yeah.
that would have at least be consistent, but now it's like, oh, but now his tariff policy is like his Twitter feed or like his Truth Social feed, where it's just like at 4 in the night, it's like, oh, now we're gonna double your tariffs because somebody insulted me, or like my ego did not like this world leader said this, or whatever.
He has a really tiny, very
He
thin
has
skin.
a very fragile ego.
Yeah, very fragile, and it's broken all the time, every day. But that's not the thing. Here is how it damages the USA is that everybody, like, let's take the example of Mexico and Canada. They are bypassing the USA completely. The so-called Western Corridor takes the goods from Mexico directly to Canada, and from Canada directly to Mexico. They used to go. You remember the UK land bridge,
Yes.
where goods went from Ireland to Europe through UK. And now when UK is no more part of the European Union, now the Ireland is sending goods directly from Ireland with ships to European Union, to France and to Spain and so on. And so that is for the UK, that's money lost, because UK was profiting from this traffic. So now when Mexico used to send goods to Canada through USA, so they were making a lot of money in the USA for that.
Yeah.
In 5 years, somebody calculated that USA will lose, because of this Western Corridor, they will lose over 200 billion euros as income.
That sounds reasonable.
And that's a hell of a lot of money. And when you have these cuts, like 1,000 cuts, death by 1,000 cuts. So
you mean death by 1,000 tariffs in this case?
Yeah, so because nobody wants to deal with this. If you're a CEO or shareholder, you want to check that if you can change the supply chains out from the USA, you will do it. Because you don't want to have this headache to last for the next 4 years or 3.5 years, or you want to end it, and you want to have stable suppliers and supply chains. And Donald Trump is damaging them. Damaging this, making maximum damage for that. Wait, I have a dog invasion.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry about the interruption. It's like I was watching the Guard the Leaf podcast, and the producer, the cat, started to make demands, and suddenly I have a dog doing that.
No, what we were like the Trump tariffs, and what I'm finding interesting is like the Trump is also doing a lot of harm to the gas and oil industry by these tariffs.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that like oil companies just don't just drill in the US, they drill like all over the world. And then you also have like imposing trade tariffs on trade partners that otherwise would have bought US oil and gas, which is another level of dumb.
Yeah, but it's one of these things that you want to have reliable supply chains.
Yeah, and now they're about as reliable as like an old Alfa Romeo.
yeah, that's bad. yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's really bad. It's a Alpha Sud, or it's you don't.
think the
yeah.
EU is also being dragged into this crap with Trump's tariffs.
Yeah, and we are not
We're not immune.
we are during the pandemic we learned to manage supply chains. We are actually very good at it.
Yeah, but when it comes to the Trump's tariffs, and I mean, we've been getting we've had enough leverage to mildden the impact somewhat, but it's still not good.
No, but we are.
It's absolutely still not good.
But we are. This hurts. Like now, we have seen that the prices in the USA are absolutely crazy. How the prices goes up is insane. We are seeing here in the European Union that the prices are going down. Like I was surprised that the price of olive oil has gone back to normal, so to say. When during the pandemic and after pandemic they were just 3 or 4 times more what they are now. So the prices have gone down. They in Finland they reported that the gasoline gasoline prices were lowest for many years now. So that the diesel and everything was on. I mean the benzene was down to 1.50 something when it was like €2 per liter. So that was everybody was happy. So and when we have we want to have oil producers that can provide a lot of things. I mean, lots of oil for us, but we want to have the price fixed because we don't want to have that one to go jump up and down. Because and also when we are doing now the green transition, I saw the one stats where the German oil consumption has been going down. That has a side effect because that also causes that the GDP of the Germany goes down because now they are not buying expensive oil thanks to green energy. So their energy, the money that they spend to the energy has gone down. So that has a slight effect to the GDP. So it looks like that is going down when actually they're saving money. They're because oil is very expensive, and then you just burn it. When you have a green energy, you make the capital investment, and then it produces you energy for the decades to come. Here is, by the way, the one that how Russia is because they are sanctioned. Their banks are sanctioned. So they are using cryptocurrency to get the money from the oil trade.
Yeah.
That was a Reuters story. And guess who has a cryptocurrency?
Who are you talking about? Trump has a cryptocurrency, that I know.
Yeah. So that's also a way to benefit from that one. We really have to. This is one of the things.
I actually looked up the main owners of the Russian, like Trump's cryptocurrency, and there were no Russians. They were like the ordinary crypto guys, like the regular American big wigs in crypto, but like there were no like big Russian shareholders in Trump's crypto coin.
Yeah, you don't need to have them. It's like it's like a casino. You own the casino, and then suddenly people comes with cash. So it's the same with the crypto. It's like you own the currency, and then you expect them to hand out the cash, and then they don't you give the profits from that. And when I mean, this is an amazing amount of money if you think that. Where was it actually? I didn't highlight it. 100 and. Russian overall oil trade is like 192 billion. That was last year's figures. So if you direct part of that to the crypto, the crypto will go up, and because there is more buyers.
No, obviously
than there are...
it will, but the problem is with like. But the problem is like with Trump's crypto coin is just, I mean, it's very open. It's very open corruption, a very blatant corruption.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And you know, last time when he was the president, he didn't. He had this fund. All his companies were put into this fund, and it was his children who were managing the fund when he was actually managing those companies. But now he doesn't even have that. He's not hiding that he's still running. He's directly running his businesses. That's illegal. I mean, that's against the U.S. law. I mean, you have to have. What is the name of that fund? But you have like somebody else is taking care of your businesses while you are the president. But now he doesn't have that. He has complete control of his companies, and so he's doing the president thing, and then he is running the businesses.
Usually, you put your like if you get into politics and you run business and you own businesses, you put them in a trust fund or something.
Yeah, trust fund. Yeah.
Which
exactly.
to like, so you can't like get access to those money, to that money like too easily. So they're like, and let the company be managed by somebody else.
And you try to avoid the conflict of interest. And he's not doing that.
Although if you have like your business, like where you made your money in, let's say the wine industry, and you become a politician, and you put, I mean, it's not completely free of conflict of interest. Let's not pretend that, but
at least you try. But he's not even trying. He's not far from that.
I feel like the entire Trump is just orange conflict of interest.
Yeah. That is exactly what he is. What do you do we that one we covered that one we covered too, but
we have to like cover our own match as well and market ourselves a bit.
Yeah, that was actually accident. I didn't mean to show this one actually now.
But I think we should do that because we're currently at 53 minutes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because let's keep this in 1 hour. We can talk about this in the next episodes. But I am so proud of this product, what we made. We were talking about Trump's merchandise. This is our merchandise, so it's a very good bridge for this one.
I mean, we don't claim that it's made out of gold, but
no, absolutely. That's it's a metal mug, enamel mug.
Yeah, I mean, but we're not even trying to claim that it's made out of gold, so I think we're good there.
There is absolutely no silver, no fake gold like Donald Trump has. But this is the podcast is based on the thing of if not me, who? If not now, when? That is the big question. That instead of waiting things, we have to start doing things, and we have to like do it ourselves. And the merchandise is to remind you about that. If not me, who? If not now, when? And this mug is the best, absolutely the best way to drink the morning coffee, because the print in that mug is on both sides, and so you can, no matter if you're left or right-handed, you can see it yourself. So that's a motivational thing. But I also love how good looking it is. It's like it's easy to take with you if you go camping or wherever you go. It's lightweight, and it's very durable. And you can also use it not only to drink coffee. You can drink or have a soup or something. It's very durable, very versatile, and that is my favorite, absolutely favorite. What do you think?
No, I want it as well.
Yeah, it's highly recommended, and you can find this one. We set the link in the show notes, but it's peterindustries.eu. It's highly recommended. It's a very good gift for someone, and especially buy two, give one for the as a gift, and keep the one, and absolutely beautiful. I love it. I got yesterday this one, the not the white one, but the hat, and I'm wearing it now. I'm wearing it all the time. Basically, I don't sleep with it. But this is the quality of this one. I had another one before, and the quality of this one is absolutely completely different. This merchandise, what we have, has a 2 years of warranty, and that tells you how good quality they are. But
I
okay.
thought that on clothes and stuff that the warranty is something that I was before I had about Printful. I thought that was something that was more or less unheard of when it came to clothing, that they could have like a 2-year warranty on it.
Yeah, I was doubtful first, but when I've seen the quality, I should have a picture of my old hat here, because I realized that how bad it was, and I thought that was a good quality, but no, it's not. It's nowhere near. But this, so you can find this one from the peterindustries.com. There is a lot of other stuff, but most importantly, this keeps the podcast going. It keeps the lights on. So please go and check that one.
It pays for it helps paying for my Monster and coffee habit, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and this is like today especially has been a lot of caffeine going on. So
yeah, you won't be sleeping anything tonight, will you?
No, I won't. When we did research for this podcast, and it's now especially it's August, and it's really hot over here. We have still like okay, come on. Sorry, it's still 26 degrees, and the humidity is somewhere 80%. So with the caffeine and with the weather, it's going to be very hard to sleep tonight. But August is always. We had last week we had rain, and everybody was so surprised that they were like that we haven't had rain. They said that we haven't had rain in 30 years in August. So that was like, I was celebrating when the rain came. I was like, oh, wow, this is fantastic. And everybody said that this is not normal. So, but yes, please check the shop. And the products are really good quality. And this will be this will be a podcast, and this will also be in the YouTube. And with all the links, so that you can check yourself. And I want to give the shout out to Ground News. Check the Ground News. We will hopefully have an affiliate link with them
eventually.
eventually, hopefully, because there is a lot of costs doing this, and of course we have to pay our rents and stuff like that one, so it helps. And we need. What is important is that we need more voices to go against what is happening in the world now, the crazy stuff what is going on, and against these Putin and everybody who wants to, all these dictators, all these huge companies that don't care about the ordinary people, don't care what is happening to them. We are going to talk about democracy and stuff, what we have in the Nordic countries. Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and so on. So we are going to talk about the Nordic perspective of things. Did I say that right now?
Yeah, I think you did.
And so that is like what has to be fixed, because there are things that can be, has to be fixed. But the thing is that it's very easy to do because we have already done it. So it's done and tested. So the only thing is what we have to do is that basically copy it, and so that everybody starts doing it in this way. I love when the people say that we cannot have EVs, electric vehicles.
Oh, that's the whole other podcast. I think we're at 1 hour, 1.5 minutes now. So I think, but we're skipping the EV discussion.
I have to say that Norway, as an oil-producing country, has done that, and then everybody says that, oh no, we can't do it, and so Norwegians have done it. All of their vehicles are electric vehicles, basically.
Not all of them, but
99.99% something. But now we went over time. But yes, thank you, Julia.
Yeah, thank you, Pedro, for this episode, and we'll be back soon. And I think we're gonna do where we're gonna talk about Trump. We have
that's going to be a dark episode, but yeah, we have to talk about, because this is not normal. But hey, thank you, Julia. Let's end it over here. Let's end it here. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.